We serve a great and wonderful God. Amen. You can't say that enough. If you think you can, then you're in trouble. Amen. Because if you think about it, He's just, I don't know, it just stuns me all the time. But we'll be in Isaiah 40. Isaiah 40. Everyone in this house knows tonight that we have a pursuer after us, right? Amen. We have one that pursues us 24/7. And I am talking about the devil. And he don't cease to stop. Amen. And I loved how the Lord spoke tonight. Hold. Truly hold. Because this is the only hand that is ever worthy to hold on to. Amen. There is nothing in this world that is worth holding on to. Amen. Even though we do get, I'm not going to say you don't get tired and you don't get weary, but still hold. Amen. Because what do you got to look forward to if you let go? Are you going to be any better? I could about guarantee you're going to be 10 times worse, if not worse than that. But we serve such a Father that loves us and will speak to us. And you think, we're not big in number, but we're exactly what He wants. Amen. Amen. I began to read through the Bible, and I began to think, all the battles that took place, they were few in number. Amen. Amen. Think about it. I mean, amen. If you read the battles that God brought people through, especially Joshua and all the other ones that He brought them through, what were they? They were always less in number than the ones they attacked. But what happened? They got their butts kicked and got sent home? No. They won. We might be few in number, but let me tell you, we're going to win tonight. Amen. Amen. If you will hold to Him, amen. You will keep your hand in His hand, you ain't got to worry in the world. Amen. I begin to think as God gave me, I will read here in a minute. Begin to think the pursuer that's after us. And I begin to think about Josh Hampton. He told a little story here one night. I'm not sure exactly what was after him because I forgot. It might have been dogs. I don't know what it was. But anyhow, he had a gun in his hand. And I think it was dogs. I'm not for sure. Something began to chase him. A grown man with a gun in his hand runs and jumps in the back end of a truck. Then quickly realizes, why am I running? I have a gun in my hand. Why are you running tonight? You have all that you need to defend yourself against the pursuer. Amen. It sounds funny that he would run and jump in the back of that truck and holding a gun in his hand. I'm standing here with a sword, two-edged sword that's sharp, ready to cut to and fro. And I'm running. I'm saying, oh my God, that pursuer's after me and I got to run. No, I got to stand still. And I got to take my ground because I'm not doing it alone. I began to think about the 3 Hebrew children. How did they face that fire? Not alone. They went through that fire. Why? Because they was not surrendering to the pursuer. Amen. They were not going to bow down and let the pursuer win in their life. Amen. So therefore they went through the fire knowing that they wasn't going through it alone. You've got to get into your mind and your heart and all beings of your body that you are not going through this alone. That you have not took one step ever alone. Even though the pursuer says, oh, where are they at? Where's your God at now? You're in a hole that you can't see out of. Let me tell you. Stick your head out of that hole and show him your little sword. And say, you pursuer, it's time you go because I got to come out of here. Because God's got work for me to do and I can't do it in this hole. Amen. I can't do. Josh Hampton couldn't kill them things laying down in the bed truck peeking over the tailgate. Amen. He had to decide and say, hey, I've got a weapon, and it's time I use it. We have a weapon, and it's time we use it. Amen. We're going to be in Isaiah. I'm going to read a little bit. Isaiah 41. I don't know what I told you. I think I said 40. It's 41. Sorry. 41:10. We'll start at verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Not your righteousness. Not anything that you could ever do. Ain't that amazing? I mean, for years I struggled. God, how can I do this just right? How can I do this and not be? Because I would mess up and I would think, well, I'm the biggest hypocrite ever walked. What in the world do I got right to say anything? And I would let the pursuer come and just knock me down and say, you ain't. You're not worthy. Don't you get up in front of them people and tell them anything. Who do you think you are? And I'm like, oh, well, geez, I better sit down for a while. That's the pursuer after me. And I had a weapon in my hand and I was telling him I was going to sit down. When I had the weapon in my hand to defeat him. Amen. I forgot whose right hand was holding me and whose righteousness saved me. I didn't save myself. I didn't do it myself. He done it. But let's go a little further. Behold, all they were incensed against thee, increased against thee, shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. Here we go again. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, and I will help you. Wow. So why are we fearful? Why are we letting our pursuer beat us to the ground? That is probably one of my favorite verses in the Bible. To know that my God is holding my right hand. That I'm never alone. But see, I've got to get it in my head in order to defeat this pursuer that is pursuing me. I cannot defeat him without getting my whole armor that God has given us. He's given every one of us an armor to put on. Amen. But we're scared of it. Why is that? We are fully protected. Amen. Did he give me an armor and forgot to protect my eyes? Did he forget to protect my 4 ears? He must have forgot to put the top of my helmet on. He must have forgot to protect my brain up there. Because I'm running when I shouldn't be running. He didn't forget. I don't put it on. I make excuses of why that I can't put it on. Well, my neck hurts. I need to give it a break. Amen. This helmet, gee whiz, you can't move your head or nothing. You have to stand like a soldier. Well, maybe if you move too much, you get in trouble, see. You take your helmet off, and what happens? Here comes that pursuer. And buddy, does he not say, woo, let me in there for a minute. Just a little bit. Woo, it's hot under here. I gotta get just a little bit of air, and then I'll slap it back down. How many's done that with the COVID with that mask? I was like, God, I gotta breathe. Okay. Same way we do with the helmet. Oh, wait a minute, God, it's hot under here. And as soon as you flip that up, what happens? He's like a bolt of lightning. And he comes in, whether he gets you to doubt yourself, whether he gets you to doubt Jesus, or whether he begins to make you fear this, or make you fear people, or make you fear whatever it is. Just that little instant is all he needs. And we give it to him. because we don't fully trust our God. You're saying that's not truth? It is. If we trust Him, we'll wear His garments. If we trust Him, we'll keep Him on our side at all times. Amen. Am I going to go out in war without a gun? I'm not that crazy, people. Amen. I have got a little bit up here. I'm not going to go in a major war without a gun. I might just crawl up in a hole and just hide and pray their missiles overflows me or something. I don't know what I'd do. But I know I'm not going to go when there's guns right there beside of me to take. And you can't say you wouldn't either. God has gave you every opportunity to protect yourself from this pursuer. But you choose. Not me. Not Kenneth. You choose whether to use it or not to use it. You choose to whether trust God in this situation, or do you want to lean to your pursuer? Sure, sometimes it does get hard, but it's worth it. It's worth every bit of effort you could ever put into it. It's going to be worth it in the end. That's why tonight he was begging to someone, don't give up. It might get a little bit harder than what it is, but don't give up. It's not worth it. There's too many things going on. And them old hymns they sung tonight, I begin to think, I'm traveling, buddy. I'm ready to go. I've been traveling home for 10, 20, 30, well, probably not 30 because I was freshly saved 30 years ago and I still want to know a little bit more. Amen. But now I'm ready to travel home. Them old hymns, I don't know, they do something to the inside of you. They just make you homesick. And I'm not talking about homesick for this world. I'm homesick for a place I desire ever to be. But see, I can't make that place my home as long as I'm letting the pursuer destroy me. You say, what? Well, when I'm fearing, I'm not being obedient. When I'm not doing God's calling, I'm not being obedient. Amen? When I let torment come into my life and I let Him torment me day after day. That's not God. My Father does not want you to live in torment day after day. Now, I ain't saying that nobody go do some kind of crazy thing and say Tina told me to do it. I'm telling you, put your armor on. Amen. Because with your full armor that He gave you, just as Josh Hampton had that gun that night, and instead of running, he could have fired on whatever it was chasing him and killed him. Instead, he forgot what he had in his hand and ran, because fear will keep you from knowing what you have. It will leave you blindsided for a moment and make you forget what you truly have. It even makes you forget at times who truly loves you, because you've let Him slip in somewhere along the way. You say that ain't right. Well, I have to disagree, because if you've got that helmet on just right, He cannot come through it. Amen. Not unless God allows it. I know He did with Job. But it's up to you tonight. Your feet is protected. You can walk the walk that He walked. Why? Because He is with you. See, the thing of it is He walked it alone. But we don't walk it alone. Well, I mean, He had the Father with Him. But He pretty much had to show it. But we have Him holding to us, saying we can make it. Saying the pursuer ain't that bad. You're making that pursuer to be worse than what he is. I ain't saying the devil is a little thing, but I'm not giving him no credit. Because my Father is above that joker. My Father is stronger than him. Amen. And all the weapons that my Father gave me, the devil does not have. Amen. You have something the devil don't have. You have the perfect armor of God. But it's up to you. See, the devil knows when you're armored up and you're fully armored, he knows he can't touch you. He walks around. Oh, please let him just take it off for a moment. I truly believe I can see him walking around. Just let him raise it up for a breather and I'll sneak in on him. Let them lay their sword down just for a minute, because that sword has to be heavy. Amen. Let them raise that breastplate up and scratch their belly for a minute. That's all he needs, is just a little bit. And we give it to him daily basis. More than once in a day. I don't know. I'll speak for myself. My helmet comes up for some breathing room every now and then, because my eyes sees things they shouldn't see. And it's me that puts myself in that spot for my eyes to see it. Amen. I hear things sometimes I shouldn't hear. I say, oh my God, I wished I hadn't heard that. Well, I should have had them ear covers on and said, oh, hush, I don't need to hear it, because I'm going to meditate on this and it's going to destroy me. I'm not real good at, I don't like it. But see, that's where we take them ear guards off, and buddy, we tune them ears in to listen to all that juicy gossip going around that you don't really need to be listening to, because all it causes is a wedge between you and that person, when you don't even need to have a wedge against that person. You need to let God take care of that person, because you can't take care of me and I can't take care of you. I can pray for her, we can pray for one another, but when it physically comes to taking care of my business, you can't do it. And I can't come and take care of yours. But see, I have a Father that can. And when he comes in to take care of business, it's done right. It ain't no, oh my God, I should not have said that. And I've been in that boat so many times here lately. Lord, please shut this trap of mine. Oh my God, some things comes out of it, I amaze myself. Thank you, Jesus. I'm going to get whopped out one of these days. Amen. You know, I'm speaking for myself. But my Father, I'm so thankful that he looks down and says, my God, I love that girl. Amen. I love that one. I chose her 30 years ago, and one of these days we're going to get this one right. Amen. And the moment I get it right, I believe he's going to zap me out of here. Amen. Because that's what I pray. Lord, when I'm 100%, take me home so I don't fall back down to 99. Amen. Because it won't do. I don't care if you are 99.75. It's not going to do. I have to reach that 100% mark. Then I can look up and say, God, take me home. And I'm working every day to get to that 100%. And I pray the day that my number comes up, whatever day, minute, or hour that is, that I'm at that 100%. But see, you can't get me there, and no one else can get me there but me. I pray to the Father, and he helps me get there. Because without him, I can't get there. I cannot get to that 100% mark on my own. You can't do it either on your own. So there's no sense in trying. It's time that we figure out, me can't do it. Me can't do anything. Let go of me and say, Father, help me to get to that 100%. Help me to keep my full armor on every day. Because you know what? When you keep that full armor on, you'll walk the walk that you need to walk. You'll not go to the left or right, because that armor will not let you. Your head won't turn to see all the juicy stuff because the helmet won't let you. He's got it designed where you'll stay set and focused upon Him. I truly believe that, because that's what the armor is for, to protect us from our pursuer. It ain't to protect me from myself, right? I get up every morning and put that armor on to protect me from myself. No, it's from my pursuer. Amen. And it's so easy. But gosh, it's took me so long to understand and to truly get to the fullness of it. And how much more has He got to show me? How much have I still yet not learned? So much more. But I thank God that every day that He works with me and that He helps me every day to understand Him a little bit better. Because you know what that does? It causes me to love Him even more. You say, how is that possible? I don't know, but it is. I love Him with all my heart, but every day it seems like it's just a little bit more. Maybe because you're just another day closer. Amen. Because I've heard some say, well, I'm dying. I said, well, good God, all of us is dying. What are you talking about? I said, every time I take a breath in, put one out, I'm that breath closer. So we're all dying. I mean, let's not go down that road. But when I do, when my number's called, I want to make sure that I'm at that 100%. Not 99.9.9, because that's what all them corona germs, the Lysol and bleach, are 99.99.9%. I'm thinking, geez, whiz, it ain't even 100%. 1% can just sneak by and snap you. 1%. And that can come in. And guess what? Matthew preached it the other morning. It ain't even the big things. There's the small little things. The small little things that get us. Amen, like a little hangnail. Nobody sees them, but buddy, you go to make up your bed and it catches on your covers. You go to wash your hair and it hangs up in your hair and you're thinking, well, I can't even see it. Where's it at? But dang, that's what's going to catch you. The little bitty hair on your head will catch that little hangnail. That's what's going to keep you from heaven. They say it ain't right. I'm sorry, but I'll have to argue with you with the word. I've got to be white as snow. Not even a spot can be on my garment. And that's where I'm striving. I'll ask every one of y'all to pray for me. I'm not above it. I am not above it. I strive daily, the same as everyone else in this building, to make heaven my home. I'm not standing up here saying I got this in a bag and I don't need your prayers. Whoa, I'm not there. I am not there. I desire and need everyone's prayer because I want to make this place my home. Amen. I don't want to work and lose it. I don't want to be, when He comes back, if He comes back in the morning, that He be find me without my helmet on. Or I don't want Him to come and find my sword laying down. And I had to say, God, I was just so tired. I had to lay it down just for a minute. We can't lay any of this down. Not for 1 second. Unless something little bitty thing will come in and spoil your vine. Amen. The world is full of little things. Amen. We're not going to go out and kill nobody because we know we're going to get caught in that one. Amen. I'm not going to stand up in front of my dad and in front of everybody and just dog him. No, I know better than that. It's going to be the little things. The little thing maybe you've seen that you shouldn't have seen. Amen. When the Lord said turn your head, you're like, wait a minute, I got to look at that. That's sin. Why? Because He told you to turn. That little thing caused you to look. That's the little things I'm talking about. The little things that went in these ears that shouldn't have went in them. And you said, well, God, you shouldn't have me there. God didn't have you there. God told you not to be there, not to listen. But you keep wanting to go and listen. Your ears is going to get full of things that don't need to be. And you can't blame God for it. Because He strictly told you not to be there. Just because your flesh wants to go. Or just because this one's going or that one's going. You got to listen to Him. Amen. And we're all not the same. We all got our own little wardrobe to put on. Some's may be a little bit more dented. Some's may be a little more shinier. But they're all still working the same. But you can't come and put mine on. Because mine ain't going to fit you like it fits me. Because see, my Father, and I truly will believe this till God takes me out or shows me differently. The night I got saved, He designed me an armor. Just for me. To fit my body. Amen. To fit my head just right. And I believe the night that you got saved, He designed an armor for you. And He put it on you that night. When we got up from that altar, we were fully armored. Why do you think you could run mountains? Why do you not think you could have went in the bars down there in Mount Sterling and preached to everyone they wouldn't have hurt you? Amen. Come on now, church. You didn't feel that way? Well, I thought I was unstoppable. Amen. The night I got saved down there in Clay City, and I lived in Jeffersonville or wherever in the world, I thought I could run from there to the house. And God knows I couldn't have. Amen, but I felt it. Amen. I felt like I could. Because I come up a new person. Amen. I come up fully armored. And that pursuer said, oh my God, I've got to get that one. And boy, does he not come and try. But see, at first, he just uses little things. Little things to, he don't come at you full force when you're first saved. He uses little things and nags at you at this. And then, boy, when you get a few years on you, he knows them little tricks don't work no more. So he has to move on. We're still not ignorant concerning him. We know he's after us. Amen. We know he's there. And he's not going to leave. He's desiring your soul. He don't even want you. He just wants to make Jesus sad. He wants to break my Father's heart. And he knows the only way by doing that is getting to his children. Because I can ask every mother in here tonight, what's one thing that someone can do that'll ruffle your feathers? Mess with your babies. I don't care if they're 30 or they're 2. They're your babies. You let somebody come by and start messing with them, and what happens? It's like an old mother hen. Son, your feathers begin to ruffle out, and son, that's it. If you've ever been flogged by one, that's it. They will burn you up from your toes plumb to the top of your head if they can get up there. Lucas has got some the other day. I was trying to walk down Nikki's house. The babies is about yay high. And them babies come running at me, and I'm thinking, oh, God, please don't get away from me, get away from me. Because here comes that mother hen, and she's got her. I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to get. I was throwing rocks, and them baby chickens kept chasing after me, and I'm like, I am not your mother. Go, go, go. And other hens was coming, and it was burning through them up, and I was like, oh, my God. I started to run back home. I did turn around and come back for a little bit. And I thought, now shucks, that thing ain't that tall and it's going to put me on the run. I I was afraid of me, man. I ain't having no gun in my hand. And my rocks wasn't working. So I just kind of swung around them and I kept looking behind me, and there they kept coming. I was like, oh, God, I got to get a little faster. Good thing this is a downhill slope, because if it was uphill, they'd catch me. Amen, but that's funny. But that's how the devil does us. He pursues us, and we forget who is our protector. Amen. Something as little as a chicken. But them suckers, they hurt now. I'm not scared of the big stocks. They're just fat, and they don't even know. But them little fighting chickens, they got spurs on you that'll tear you up, son. I'm not messing with them. And see, the devil knows exactly what to ruffle your feathers with. But if you'll keep your armor on, you won't be so easy ruffled. You'll say, oh, Satan, I know it's you. But see, my Father's better than you. My Father's stronger than you. My daddy can whoop you. And he told me, vengeance is not mine. He'll take care of it. We shouldn't wish evil on nobody. No evil. I'm not telling you to go wish evil on nobody, because I don't think you should. I don't think that's what God's really talking about. I mean, if he has to, he will, but he'll love them. He loves everyone. He don't love you. He loves the sinner the same as he loves me. He died for them the same as he died for me. Amen. The only thing difference between me and them is my eyes was open, and theirs is not yet. But that don't make me better than them. Amen. It only should make me want to pray harder for them. Amen. Amen. Wear your armor in pride for them. Why? Because as long as you have that armor on, then you can be their safety. You are able to pray for them. But when you have your armor half on and half off, what good are you to anyone else? Amen. You're of no good. Amen. That's like if me or you are going into war and you're supposed to be the gun carrier and you ain't carrying them, you're no good to me. Amen. I need someone that will carry my gun beside me. And that's who we are when we are fully armored. That's what we are to our family. Amen. We are then able to help them. We are not able to help them unarmored. Amen. See, for years, I would go with my visor, taking a lot of breathers, and let the old devil get in, tell me things that wasn't true, make me think on things that I had no business thinking on. The past, don't think on your past. You cannot change your past. Why go there all the time? Amen. Why go into your past when you can't change it? I can change my tomorrow, but I can't change what I did yesterday. Amen. I can tell you I'm sorry, and that's about as far as I can go. I made the mess. I'll try to clean it up, but it's not going to be perfect because I messed it. But I will try to clean it. Amen. But don't lay in your past. You can't change it. Amen. That's where the devil gets so many of us, is he likes to keep us in our past. Well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that right. Look how you acted for years, and you think you can just change overnight. Sure I can. I got saved overnight. Amen. I got born within minutes. Amen. So why could I not change overnight? Amen. I can. But I got to want to. I got to get out of that past. Amen. Amen. That's why I don't like go to therapists of people, because they love going into your past. Oh, let me figure out why you are today. It's your past that made you that way. No, my past was what I did in the past. What I'm doing today is what I'm doing today, not what I done 10 years ago. Amen. 10 years ago, I'm not that same person. I cannot live in that. What I done 30 years ago, 35 years ago. If I stay in that, I'll never be able to come up 100% before God. because I'll never be able to forgive myself. And I have to forgive myself before I can let healing begin. And I'm not going to forgive myself by staying in the past. And I can't jump in the past and then jump over here and throw my armor on and say, oh, I'm good now. You've done let that get trapped in there. And until you ask God to take it out, you've just trapped it in there. He's still in there. It's like one of them ping pong games. You hit the thing and you keep hitting the buttons and the ball keeps going and it goes ding, 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 ding. That's the way it does in your mind. And he just keeps racking up the points. Why? And then you say, well, God, I don't understand. Why am I having it so hard? I've got my helmet on. Pray and ask him to take that out. Then put your helmet back on. Then see what kind of difference you'll be tomorrow. Well, you don't even have to wait till tomorrow. When you get up, you'll know the difference. Amen. But don't try to put a helmet on without getting Satan out first. Get all those things out. Then put it on. You don't go and take a shower and get out and put on dirty clothes, do you? That you've worked in all day and sweated. Or I'll say this. When I'd go work in Backer, when I come home, I did not take a shower and put my clothes back on. I worked in Backer all day. They were nasty and they stunk and you sweat in them. Why do you want to put your helmet on over top of filth? Don't you want to get it out? Amen. I do. I want God to begin to come into my life, inside of my body, not my outside. I don't care what the outside looks like. Well, you gotta do somewhat, but anyhow. I mean, I don't want to get too carried away here, but my inside is what I'm more worried about. Because, see, my Father says he don't look on the outside of me, but he looks on the inside. So I got to see what I'm taking into my heart. What I'm letting go into my head eventually will come into my heart. And then it'll come out my mouth. And I'll start acting on it. And my family needs me fully armored. Focused on him, that I can draw my son in. That my family can get the help that they need. Amen. You all have got family. Your armor depends upon them. Keeping yourself clean makes them see a different person. Amen. I believe that's why Stephen, they beheld him as an angel. Why do you think that? Because I think he had the full armor on. And God let him see him as an angel. Do you not think that God could do that to you for your family? Do you not think that your husband could look and say, wow, she looks like an angel today? And then just be a little bit kinder? Exactly. Do you think if they walked up and they really know they were speaking to an angel, would they speak unkindly to them? No, they would be nice. They'd be on their best behavior. Pray that for yourself, for your family. Armor up. Get it all out and fully armor up. And know and tell your pursuer, you can't beat me. My right hand is held by my Father, and you can't beat me. He has suited me with a suit that you can't even wear, and I'm not going to give it to you. Amen. So tonight, if we'll have an altar call, if everyone will stand. But it's totally 100% up to us what we want from the Father. If you want to just halfway make it, you ain't going to do it. There ain't no halfways making it. Amen. If I didn't truly 100% with all my heart believe that there's a place called heaven, I wouldn't be here today. Amen. I wouldn't walk the walk I've walked in 30 years if I didn't know that there was a place called heaven. But see, I know. You know. Or you wouldn't be here tonight. So get your armor back on. Get it cleaned out and get it back on. And let God work. Amen.